Welcome back to my channel today. We explore the value of specific coins. The most valuable Washington quarter-dollar coins, value in market. First up, the 1,995p. Washington quarter is one of those coins most people still see in their change every day, but collectors know that some examples are worth far more than face value. Minted in Philadelphia, this coin had a very large production run, so the vast majority of them are only worth 25 cents if they've been in circulation. However, the real story comes in when you look at the condition, the grade, and the possibility of errors. In good circulated condition, a 1,995p quarter usually carries no premium. It is simply too common. But once you get into mint state coins, those that have never been used in circulation, the value begins to climb quickly. A nice mint state example, graded around MS64, can be worth about $15. At MS65, the value nudges up to around $17, and by MS66, the coin can sell for about $33. For collectors who really want top quality, grades MS67 and higher are where things get exciting. An MS67 quarter from this year can bring in just over $60. The real jump comes at MS68. These coins are extremely hard to find because it means the quarter has nearly perfect surfaces, luster, and strike. In today's market, a 1,995p graded MS68 is valued at around $450. Beyond that, the numbers get even more impressive. An MS69 coin can reach $540, while a true MS70, which is absolute perfection under magnification, can sell for as much as $675. For a coin that most people overlook in their pocket change, those numbers are remarkable. Another factor that can boost value is mint errors. Quarters from 1995 with noticeable mistakes, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or doubled dies, are prized by collectors. These errors vary a lot in rarity and eye appeal, but some can sell for $50 and others for several hundred. It always depends on the uniqueness of the error and how dramatic it appears. So what is the most valuable 1,995p Washington quarter? It would be a flawless MS70 example, or a dramatic mint error. But even without perfection, high-grade coins from this year still carry real premiums. If you happen to find a bright, sharp 1,995p in a roll of quarters or tucked away in a jar, it may be worth submitting to a grading service. That small step could turn a simple 25-cent piece into something worth hundreds of dollars. Next up, the 1,988D Washington quarter is a coin that many people still have tucked away in jars, drawers, or even in their pockets. Struck at the Denver Mint, this coin carries the small D mint mark on the front, just to the right of Washington Z. Ponytail. While it looks like an ordinary coin, collectors still pay attention to it because condition and rarity play a big role in value. Now, let's talk about what a coin like this is worth in today's market. In circulated condition, especially in fine or very fine grade, a 1,988D Washington quarter is unfortunately quite common. Over 596 million of them were minted that year, which means they're not hard to find. In fine condition, with visible wear and some scratches like the coin we're talking about, the value is essentially face value, 25 cents. Collectors simply don't pay a premium for worn examples unless they have something unusual about them. But that doesn't mean all 1,988D quarters are worthless. When you move into mint state uncirculated condition, values rise. An average uncirculated coin might bring $1 to $2. Higher grades, such as MS65, can sell for around $10. At MS-66, you could be looking at $20 or more. And the rarest grades, MS-67 and above, can reach into the hundreds. That's where true collector demand kicks in. The latter difference is all about strike quality, luster, and the absence of marks. Error coins from 1988 can also make a huge difference. A quarter with an off-center strike, a clipped planchet, or doubling can turn what seems like an ordinary coin into something worth $50, $100, or, in extreme cases, even more. So while a scratched, fine condition 1988D might not be worth anything above face value, always keep your eyes open for unusual features. Next up, the 1996 Washington quarter with a Denver mint mark is another coin that most people still see in their everyday change. At first glance, it may not seem all that special, but like every coin, its value really depends on its condition and whether there are any rare varieties or errors. Let's break down what you can expect if you have one of these in extremely fine condition asterisk. The 1996D quarter was minted in very large numbers. Over 906 million pieces came out of the Denver Mint that year. With such a high mintage, these coins are common and easy to find, which means most examples in circulation are worth only their face value of 25 cents. Extremely fine condition, often graded as XF or EF, means the coin still shows a lot of its original detail. The hairlines of Washington, the lettering, and the eagle's feathers on the reverse are all clear, but there may be light wear on the packer highest points. In today's market, an extremely fine 1996D quarter, even with light scratches, is not considered rare. Coins in this grade usually sell for around $120 if someone is building a circulated set. The scratches you mentioned definitely affect the overall value, because collectors prefer coins with clean, smooth surfaces. With scratches present, the coin will usually be treated as an ordinary circulation piece. Now, where these coins become valuable is when they are found in uncirculated or mint state condition. A coin graded MS-65 from this year and mint mark can bring in about $thousands, while MS-66 coins push closer to $30. At MS-67 and above, the value really jumps, sometimes reaching $100 or more. And, of course, if there's a rare mint error, like an off-center strike, die clash, or a doubled die, then the coin could be worth significantly more, even in circulated grades. So, for your 1996D Washington quarter in extremely fine condition with some scratches, the realistic value is just its face value of a quarter. It's still a neat piece of history and part of a set that many collectors put together, but it won't fetch high prices. If you're hoping to find a valuable one, keep an eye out for pristine, uncirculated examples or error coins. Those are the real treasures hiding among 1996D quarters. Next up, the 1994 Washington quarter with the Philadelphia P mint mark is a coin many people still see in circulation. But like most modern quarters, its collector value depends heavily on condition. In extra fine condition, which means the coin has seen some circulation but still shows sharp detail. It usually carries only a small premium over face value. A circulated 1994P quarter is generally worth about 25 cents, and in extra fine condition with some scratches. The value doesn't increase much. At best, you might expect it to be worth around 50 cents to $1 to a collector who is filling a set. But most coin dealers would still only offer face value. Where the 1994P becomes more interesting is in higher grades. Uncirculated, examples that have been carefully preserved, can bring in a few dollars, with MS-65 coins valued around $10 to $15. From there, the value climbs gradually. MS MS-66 examples can reach $20 to $30, and MS-67 coins may be worth thousands of dollars or more. The rarest, nearly flawless MS-68 coins have sold for over thousands of dollars, but those are extremely scarce. For your specific coin in extra fine condition with noticeable scratches, unfortunately, the scratches reduce the eye appeal and make it less desirable to collectors. Scratches are considered damage rather than natural wear, and damaged coins usually don't carry much premium even if the grade is technically higher. There is one exception to all of this: mint errors. If your 1994p quarter has something unusual, like an off-center strike, a doubled die, or a clipped planchet, it could still have extra value, sometimes from $20 up into the hundreds, depending on the error. But if it's a standard issue quarter with extra fine wear and scratches, its market value today is essentially face value, with maybe a small premium if someone needs it for their collection. Next up, the 1980p Washington quarter is a coin that most people still come across in everyday change, but in terms of collectability and value, condition makes all the difference. The Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of these quarters in 1980, so they are by no means rare. For a coin like this, with a P mint mark and in fine condition but showing damage and scratches, the value is generally limited to its face value of 25 cents. Collectors usually want coins in higher grades, where details are sharper and surfaces are free of heavy marks. In fine condition, which means the coin has seen circulation but still shows most of its main details, an undamaged 1980p quarter might sell for slightly above face value to someone who is filling a coin folder. However, once scratches, dents, or other forms of damage appear, the collectible value drops sharply. Damage is a key factor that grading services and collectors consider, and unfortunately, scratches mean the coin cannot receive a high grade. Because of this, damaged examples are generally not sought after in the collector's market. Now, there are cases where 1980 quarters become interesting. Coins that remain in uncirculated mint state condition can be worth several dollars or more. For example, an MS-65 example might fetch around $10 to $12, and coins in MS-67 or higher can climb well above $100.000. In extremely rare cases, a perfect or near-perfect specimen certified by a professional grading service can sell for over thousands of dollars. Error coins also bring another layer of value. An off-center strike, doubled die, or other minting mistake from 1980 could make a normally common coin worth anywhere from a